So I bought myself an apartment for my birthday. Hey guys, it's Chrissy here, live in my brand new apartment in New York City. I was able to move out of my mom's house within 3 weeks. I'm someone who's like, if I need to get something done, if I have a goal in mind and I want it bad enough, I will find a way. I will jump over mountains. I will swim through oceans to get it done. If you're interested in learning how I moved out of my mom's house into my own apartment in New York City within 3 weeks, yes, 3 weeks, ignore that, then you are definitely going to want to continue watching this video. If you hear like New York in the background, it's because I'm in New York City, so just bear with me. So moving out can be a very strenuous process. It definitely was a learning experience for myself. I don't regret it at all, and I'm not saying this to scare you guys, because this is one of those things that it's kind of like a rite of passage, you know what I mean? It's something that eventually everyone has to do. So if you're someone who's never, lived outside of your house, meaning like you didn't even dorm in college or anything like that, because that's my case. I never lived outside of the confines of either of my parents' homes, and this is my first time living out in the world on my own. If you are like me in that sense, or if you're just someone who, wants to take advantage of post-pandemic NYC and find, that dream apartment that in the city that you've always dreamed of, right? Then now is the time to do it. So I figured that with all this new acquired knowledge, that I would share this information with the masses, and honestly just provide you guys with a sort of guide to ensure that your process is a lot more, fun and just less stressful, more efficient, and ensuring that you guys are optimizing your resources and your time and being intelligent in your decisions. So the first thing you're going to want to do in this process, which is honestly something that I wish I had taken more time to sit with and analyze, I guess, before I even opened my laptop and started doing research, was honestly to ask myself, why am I moving out? What are you seeking from this? What are you seeking to gain? The reason this question is so important to ask yourself is because this sets an objective that you will adhere to during your search. Keeping this objective in mind will help the apartment hunting process feel less daunting and overwhelming. It minimizes your options and it makes the process a lot more digestible and intentional. Are you moving out of necessity or desire? You may have just gotten a new job in the city and the commute is killing you, like an hour, hour and a half. I know if you're living out in like Staten Island or like Far Rockaway, honey, I know, like the commute is crazy. You want a new social environment, you want to network. What environment do you want to come home to? Okay, can you relax? You want to make this process as easy as possible for yourself. So you want to be intentional, you want to be direct, know what you want. We're gonna talk budget and we're gonna talk expenses. Okay, so when I started this whole journey, I kind of already had an idea of how much money I was willing to put down on an apartment, but in order for me to even know how much money I was willing to put down, I had to know my monthly income. Go through your documents, go through like your pay stubs, your bank account, see how much money you make a month first and foremost. How much money are you willing to take out of your paycheck or wherever you're getting your money from to pay towards living on your own? Ask yourself what feels worth it to you. Now that you have that number in your head, so say you're making like $5K a month and you're like, okay, I'm willing to drop $2,500 on a nice place. Okay. After taking an authentic look at your finances, ask yourself, what can you actually afford? And here's the difference between these two questions. The first question based on desired. Because we all have this issue of, there has to be like a terminology for this. It's basically where you're making money, and because your income has increased, you want to upgrade your lifestyle. A lot of us fall into that trap. Don't be that person. This is my mentality. Pay less for my expenses, pay more for my experiences. When you're going into this, just because you may make like $5K a month, don't be out here looking for places that are $2,500 a month just because you can afford it. You definitely want to be paying like a third of what your income is. There are so many other expenses that are going to be added on top of that rent. Like, set the bar pretty low when you're looking at prices. What can I actually afford? That's so important to ask yourself, because it's like, yeah, I may want to spend that $2,500 on that apartment because it's so nice. It's such a nice apartment. It's in a great neighborhood, and I could realistically afford that. You're not even getting reimbursed for that. You know what I mean? Like, this is not like stocks. Like, this is not you investing $2,500 into someone's pocket and then you're gonna make $5K back. Like, it just doesn't make sense. You just want to pay attention to your short-term and long-term goals when, you know, approaching this new sector of your life. You never know, like, you may get a raise next year. You know, your business may start booming, and now you have all these multiple sources of income, and now you'll be able to afford to upgrade your apartment, to move into a nicer neighborhood, to actually pay that $2,500 in rent and it not break your bank account or hinder you from, you know, going out or experiencing, you know, the city and all it has to offer, because you're so stressed out about like how you're gonna pay your rent. So instead you've been penny pinching, when in reality you could have just chosen a place that may have had less amenities but would have overall given you pretty much the same experience, and you would have had money to really do what you want. You may have to make some sacrifices when you're looking for places, so you have to kind of come to terms with that reality and be real with yourself and be real with the people that you may be moving in with, and have that honest, you know, conversation. You want to create a community of authenticity and transparency with yourself and the people that you're moving in with, so you all know what page you're on. Money is a big factor. It's a massive factor when you're moving out. So that's the one, like, if you take anything from this video, understand, like, that's the one portion of this process that you're going to have to be very honest and strategic with. You want to be sure that you are comfortable with what you're going to be spending. You want to be sure that, you know, you can still live comfortably, because what's the point of moving into a shoebox and not being able to leave it? Like, that doesn't make any, it doesn't make sense. It just does not make sense. So what can help you in this process is creating a budget plan, okay? I mapped out how much money I will be spending a month. When you're creating your budget plan, you want to utilize your resources. So basically, you want to ask the people around you that are probably helping you throughout this process to gauge what average prices of different expenses are like. I didn't know how much electricity costs, how much Wi-Fi costs. You just kind of want to get like a general idea. Like, it's not going to be exact, but you want to figure out, you know, how much your utilities will cost up front. Groceries, cleaning supplies, furniture, all of these things that go into creating a home. Figure out like how much money you will actually be spending a month, because there's your rent fee, and then there's your utilities, and then on top of your utilities there are your personal finances that we don't really take into consideration when moving out. So keep that in mind, that you're not only paying your rent, you are paying more than what you are signing up for. Being someone that really hates or hated looking at her bank account and like looking at what I've wasted my money on, that was a very like eye-opening moment for me, and made me realize realized that I have to just be more in tune and practical and cheaper if I want to achieve the financial goals that I've set for myself. It's very humbling, but it's so incredibly necessary and helpful for you. Honestly, it made me feel personally so much better knowing exactly how much money I'm going to be spending a month. And remember, you don't have to sign up for anything that you don't want. So even if you find the perfect apartment, but it's like $1,500 a month and your budget was $1,000, including like expenses and utilities, honey, that apartment is not for you, and that's okay. What is meant for you will be for you. It will come. It will naturally just be yours. There will be no strife or stress or worry or hesitation. Don't just settle. Be nitpicky. Stay true to your budget.
Street Easy made the process of moving out quick and efficient. Utilizing the features offered on the app helped me locate places within my price range, set up virtual and in-person viewings, and obtain other general information about each listing, such as the location, nearby transportation, and more. You can use the app to search for listings, buildings, and open houses near your current location. You're able to sort and filter by price, neighborhood, buildings, etc. You're granted general information about each listing, so you're able to view full screen listing photos and floor plans. You're also able to be notified of what sort of amenities exist, whether places are pet friendly, if they offer elevator or washer and dryer services. You're able to save your favorite apartments or buildings, and you will receive instant updates anytime there's a change in the price or status of each listing. You're also able to directly contact any agent. Most times they answer within 24 to 48 hours, and that is what made my move-out experience so quick and efficient.
I have very minimal upper body strength at the moment because I am living off tequila, water, and wafers. So I'm about to cook something like a human, a healthy human. But yeah, guys, that's basically how I was able to move out of my mom's house into my own apartment within 3 weeks. That was my process. I hope that I provided you guys with some helpful, beneficial information. There's such thing as, getting your dream apartment, but there are going to be some sacrifices you may have to make. Also, even though it may seem like there's nothing out there for you, try looking at different boroughs. I originally wanted to live in Manhattan, and I'm so happy that I didn't settle for any of the Manhattan apartments that I viewed, because I wouldn't be in the apartment that I'm in right now and that I'm honestly just really in love with. What's meant for you will be for you. Just understand that this process, it's gonna be a little stressful, it's gonna be a little confusing, but you're going to learn so much. This is such valuable life experience that honestly only life can really teach you. You can watch as many apartment hunting and how to move out videos as you want, but nothing will compare to the actual experience of you just doing it yourself. So if you've been wanting to move out and you're able to, you have the funds, honestly, the only one that's stopping you. But yeah, guys, that's hopefully my experience inspires you to just get up and get out there and do it yourself, because you absolutely can. If you guys would like more content on this portion of my life, I guess, or just if you have any questions that you want me to answer, that you want me to make a video on, I will absolutely do it. Just comment down below. Tell me what your current experience is. If you're moving out, if you're looking to move out, just do it. Please let this be your sign, your freaking omen, I don't know, to do it. Just do it. Pay attention to the signs. I hope this is a sign for you. Do it, do it, do it. You're the only one stopping you. Okay, we'll see you in the next video. Don't forget to subscribe and check out my other videos. Love you guys, and I'll see you next time. Bye.